I think everyone's going to have a peptide stack. The 1 in 5 Americans is injected GLP-1.
Player 1. Player 2. Racer.
I'm Claudia.
We just generated that.
She literally plays like an AI.
Were you shocked when you saw the reaction to NSF Twitter to you moving here? Were you surprised? How was
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit surprised, but I wasn't, because there were so many iterations of this post. Like, I mean, you're never really ready to get 1.5 million eyes on you.
So Max, obviously you're cooking a lot of things with Superpower, but you also just joined Superpower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Congrats on moving to the city.
Yeah.
Congrats on joining
Thank
Superpower.
you. It's extremely different to the life I lived back in Sydney. I think that like the people here are different, the energy feels different. I think the way I've described it before is that essentially everything here in SF is either like a 2 out of 10 or like a 10 out of 10. So it's like there's really, really great things, but then there's also like some aspects that are like shocking.
Yeah.
It's like you go to those cities to like gain experiences and gain like items or whatever it might be, but like here people come to like contribute, and that's something I love about the city.
There's lots of things going on about like the Superpower now, but Max, what is the reason why you wanted to start Superpower in the first place?
I think there are very few things that matter for humanity, and I think one of the things that matters is kind of enhancing and improving humanity, right? And I saw a lot of problems that weren't being solved in health, and that meant that a lot of people weren't living the best lives. And I like always believed, and to this day believe, that if we improve health, we improve life. So yeah, that's the gist of it. I went through a host of personal health challenges. I saw the fact that no one was building a health system the way I thought it should be done, and when no one's doing something, I think it becomes incumbent on us to hopefully do something.
Yeah.
I can vouch for him. I can say that 4 years ago, I remember him talking non-stop about these things.
I remember when Claudia would have these like really horrible vitamin gummies that were like the opposite of healthy.
So Max, you got health complaints and you struggled with getting the right treatment for it. At what point did you realize you wanted to change treatment?
I wanted to for a long time. When I was like 16 years old, I emailed Peter Attia asking to work for him. The same year, or maybe the year before, I emailed the CEO of Aura asking to invest in the company.
Wow.
So I've always been very obsessed with like health. I didn't know I was going to start a company in the space. It was kind of funny. My parents always say to me, Max, you should become a doctor. Max, you have to do something in health. And I never really thought much of it.
Speaking of listening to your parents are visiting town.
Yeah.
Got the peptides, and you were like, no peptides for you.
Well, his back has been chronically sore for the past long time. So I'm really curious to see, 3-4 days from now, is it still sore?
Was he skeptical?
I think he was scared of me.
If only there was a way to take peptides like nasally or something. Max, I woke up this morning and I was just like, what is the future of delivery mechanisms for peptides? And I was like, who could I call to ask? And coincidentally, you're here now, so I thought, may as well ask you.
So, look, I think injecting is going to become normal. And we're seeing this already. 1 in 5 Americans is injected GLP-1. So we'll see new delivery mechanisms, but I actually think injecting is going to be the most effective. It's going to be the easiest. At the same time, we're going to see and many other kind of modalities. We've been approached by companies doing nasal. We've been approached by companies doing patches. I've seen the pills. I think pills are going to be quite hard because these peptides are very fragile and they break down in the stomach. Like GLP-1s, when they were first invented in I think the 90s, part of the reason they weren't commercialized is their half-life is insanely short. So a big kind of part of the innovation is how do you actually stabilize the peptides. Taking it by injection makes it more stable than say taking it as a pill through the gut. Nasal is really interesting. I think nasal and patches I think are going to be two of the more interesting delivery mechanisms.
Do you think that's a way like it's going to become more normalized in daily life for people taking peptides?
Oh yeah, I think everyone's going to have a peptide stack. And I think people are massively underrating this theme. Like, I think they're a really interesting modality of medicine. They're typically quite safe because most of them are naturally occurring in the human body. What's the most profound thing you've ever been told, Claudia?
When I say that I show up in a way that very much embodies that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
How does it come up for you? Like what are the moments where you're thinking about it?
It comes up most frequently when there's a situation where I notice myself saying, what if? When I feel that hesitancy or can hear myself saying those what ifs in my head, I literally have it tattooed on my finger. Something else I find is that a lot of quotes are derived from that core principle. Like I think that things like fear is the mind killer, right? Like a lot of people love that quote. And that quote is almost just saying like, just do it.
Everything is just like reducing fear. So do you guys know that mid-wit curve meme? It basically shows on one side people who haven't made it, in the middle the majority of the population, and then on one side the people who have like wildly made it. And there are many configurations of this. One is no fear, people taking massive risks, massive fear. You have the people climbing corporate ladders, no fear, people taking risks.
I came to San Francisco for the first time and I saw you. I was like, whoa, like you had leveled up a lot in terms of your sense of style. Like it was a complete transformation.
The fashion thing's kind of interesting because the actual like insight there, I thought I used to dress kind of well, and then Marwan said to me, you dress really poorly. And that's like one of those eye-opening moments. I can either live in denial and be like, no, or I can be like, oh wow, okay, this is an example, but I thought I did something that was not true.
Yeah.
Right? I thought something was true and it was not. And there are so many examples of these throughout our lives, and typically when someone's confronted with, oh, you think this is true and it's not, they just become closed-minded.
Yeah.
True. Criticism is...
Criticism's a blessing. Like being open to like someone with good intent trying to help you through critical feedback is like really, really a blessing.
Yeah.
And Marlon didn't say that to roast me, right? He said that because he genuinely, I was like, you seem reasonably high taste in general. You should probably dress a bit better.
Yeah.
And find a way of like being authentic / self-expressing. I think that's like,
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't. Yeah, like my favorite part of the day, every day, is like getting to put on, like choose an outfit. Like I do it. Sometimes I do it the night before. Most times I do it the night before. Actually, I plan my outfits out. But
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, no. Look, it takes it. Sometimes I get home and I'm very, very tired, and I definitely don't want to do it. It'll be like 1 a.m. and I'll still plan the outfit for the next day.
I feel like no one notices as much as no one notices things about us as much as we notice things about us.
That's very true.
I disagree with
I
this.
disagree too. I disagree.
Well, I think it's because how you're perceived is how you are interacting with the world. Like it's not, I think narcissism is one frame, another frame is like expression, and how you're perceived is like an expression thing.
Yeah.
Max, what's the hardest thing you've ever done?
Nothing yet.
Baller.
Damn.
I used to, there's two questions that I used to always try to find answers for. I never had answers for them. One was, what's the hardest thing you've ever done? And the other was, what's the thing you're most proud of? And now my answer to both of them is like, I don't have an answer. Like nothing comes to mind.
Do you see something that, like in the near future, may be hard?
Lots of things that are hard. Company building is insanely brutal. It's certainly not easy. It's like the same kind of stress. I just feel like it's just part of it. Like, I think my psychology is like, I don't know if I'd call anything hard. Like, not that, if you ask me, is company building hard? Yes, it's insanely hard. If you ask me, is this one of the hardest things you've done? I'm like, no, it's fine. Yeah. So I think, part of my mindset kind of diminishes the idea of hard. But I think kind of what's implicit in this idea of, oh, this is hard is, it's okay to not do okay then.
That's true. Being comfortable.
It's kind of like a code. So I think so. Like lots of things are hard. It's just very brutal building a venture-backed company. But also very fun. I kind of hold two beliefs simultaneously. One is like big markets rule all, that will pick a big proven market at today's point in time that is growing very quickly. The other belief I have at the same time is like, do things I think are fundamentally true and do them for long enough, and then they will be true and I will have some sort of advantage because they wouldn't have been super competitive because the market's smaller. But I hold both of those beliefs at the same time. But I think if I was like trying to do a short-term arbitrage to make money to give me the kind of freedom to do the main thing, then I'd probably go after the proven market. But otherwise I'd pick a really, really, really big, hairy, long-term problem likely in the physical world that requires a physical view. Healthcare is one of them. I think starting in health I did not have a strong thesis around, oh, this is what the market wants.